Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at the asteroid Juno in your natal chart. So Juno in your natal chart represents your marriage, what kind of marriage partner you're looking for, and it can actually represent how you guys react in situations when things aren't necessarily going your way. So I'll give you guys some ancient mythology here just so you guys can understand Juno a little bit better. Juno is the goddess of childbirth and she's the protector of marriage specifically for women. So this whole ancient myth comes from the story of Hera and Zeus. So back in the day, Hera and Zeus were in a committed partnership together. They were married, and when things weren't going Hera's way, she wanted to get back at Zeus, so she would do all these things to basically try to embarrass him and to put him in certain situations. He obviously didn't like this. So what he did was he put a chastity belt on her. He went off and he started to have other lovers, and she was very upset by this. So she tried to get back at him in that situation, but ultimately in the end of this whole toxic situation, they ended up staying together, and she basically represents monogamy and commitment in a marriage. And on top of that, she also is going to represent how you guys are going to react in situations when things aren't necessarily going your way. So if you guys are looking to find Juno in your natal chart, what you guys want to do is you guys want to go on astro.com under extended chart selection. I'm going to put that up here. You're going to put all your information in here. This is just some random information that I inputted. And then what you guys want to do is you want to scroll all the way down and you want to go under additional options. So it's going to be down here and you select this little bar, and in here you're going to put Juno, and then you're going to say show your chart, and it's going to tell you where your Juno is and what sign and in what house. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So let's start with the water signs. For those of you who do have Juno in the sign of Cancer, you guys are basically going to be looking for a marriage partner and a partnership that is going to be very emotionally balanced. It can be a very nurturing dynamic. So either you're nurturing toward your partner or you're expecting them to be nurturing toward you. This is really that Cancerian energy. It's all about the home. You guys really want to be with your partner at all times when you do have this placement. So keep in mind not to fall into codependencies, because that is a huge shadow trait of Cancer. It's like they find someone they love and they just want to be with that person all the time. It's like the little crab. They want to be in the shell in the home with their partner. But the whole main thing here for you guys when you do have Juno in Cancer is emotional fulfillment is going to be very important. You're going to have someone who's able to hold space for you guys on an emotional level, someone who understands you guys, someone who hears you guys out, basically someone who is emotionally intelligent. And if for whatever reason this individual is no longer showing these types of traits, what you guys might do is you guys might shut off, you guys might detach, you guys might hold back on your love, you guys might not be as caring, as nurturing as you guys previously were. You guys might become passive aggressive in these situations, kind of, saying little jabs at them because you're basically trying to get back at them for not fulfilling those emotional needs that you guys are really looking for. So this could really happen if you do have Juno in the sign of Cancer. Now also, if your emotional needs aren't being met in the way that you guys need them to be met, or your partner is acting detached for whatever reason, you guys might become moody as well. You guys might just lash out. Because that's the thing with the Cancerian energy. Sometimes it's a suppression of energy and then it just like all comes out at once. So these could be a few things that do take place if you do have Juno in the sign of Cancer. But let's look at Juno in the sign of Scorpio. So for those of you who have this placement, the type of partner you guys are looking for is going to be someone who's going to be committed, super loyal. You guys are looking for loyalty, like literally to the point where it's like you guys just want to be with that person 24/7. That's the type of loyalty you guys are looking for. You guys want someone who is going to meet you guys on all of the levels. So mind, body, spirit, you guys really need to connect with this person in all of these realms. Otherwise, you guys aren't going to be interested in this individual. You guys are going to be looking for a partner who's going to help you guys transform on those deep levels. This is the whole thing here. If you have Juno and Scorpio, you guys are looking for something with a lot of depth. And if you guys don't find this, you guys are going to detach. If you guys feel betrayed in any type of way, you guys might become very cutthroat. You guys might sting people, a little stinger that Scorpio has. You guys might sting with your words. You guys might take their shadows and throw it in their face. Or alternatively, you guys can just detach and cut this person off. Scorpio energy can be very cutthroat. It's like as soon as they just don't care anymore, it's like that person's cut. That person's dead to you. They just don't exist anymore. You guys can probably be in the same room as this person and like not even look at them is really what that is if you guys feel betrayed in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of the time it starts out gradual. So with the Scorpionic energy, if you guys aren't receiving that energy back from your partner that maybe was once there. You guys might start off with being manipulative in one way, shape, or form to get their attention, or do something where it's like you guys know their shadows and like manipulate their shadows to like bring this person closer to you. Also, this placement can use sex as a weapon. That's a huge thing with the Scorpionic energy. It's like if things aren't going their way, they can withhold in this area, and it's just like the Scorpionic energy can really be very ruthless if things aren't going the way that they like. So this is if you have your Juno in the sign of Scorpio. If you have your Juno in the sign of Pisces, this is a very interesting placement because with the Piscean energy, you guys are always romanticizing. You guys are always looking for that ideal relationship. You guys are always looking for like the romance. You guys really want your partner to do grand gestures for you guys. Things like writing things in the sky or like making a huge scene. Literally, the Piscean energy always wants things to be like a movie. So this is the thing that you guys are expecting from your partners in your relationships. You guys want that level of romance that's like a movie. You guys are walking through some place where it's like a museum and there's lights and it's beautiful. Maybe someone like starts singing like a flash mob to like propose to you. Like this is really the type of energy with that Piscean Juno. It's like you guys really have these dreams. You have this ideal vision of what your partner is going to be. And unfortunately, more often than not, what tends to happen is people don't live up to this vision that you guys have. And the thing is, your relationship might start out this way as well. And another huge thing with the Piscean Juno is that you guys are going to need emotional depth. You guys are going to need to have an emotional connection with this individual, someone who's able to hold space for you guys and for your ideas, and basically someone who's going to be able to deliver these types of things. You guys are looking for that spiritual connection. When you guys do have Juno in the sign of Pisces, now really quickly what can happen is if this individual does not live up to this, or it's short-lived for whatever reason, because the thing is like the honeymoon stage only lasts for so long, right? So it's like after the honeymoon stage is done and you guys are kind of like in the day-to-day routine of life, you guys might feel betrayed in one way, shape, or form, where it's like you guys are seeking this energy. So basically the way that you guys react in these situations can go a lot of different ways. You guys can fully detach from this person. You guys can go through escapism. You guys can kind of not be in the house a lot of the time anymore, where it's like you guys are looking for that high. You guys are always looking for those high vibrations is really what that is with the Piscean energy, because it's like people who have Pisces in their natal chart are very much able to tap into the psychic world, the psychic realms, and those realms are all about love is really what that is. They're high vibrations. So it's really challenging when you have this placement, because it's like most of the time the earth plane isn't going to live up to this ideal that you guys have. So you guys might find yourselves looking for the next thing, for the next high. That's why a lot of the time Pisces is associated with escapism. So these are a few things that can take place if you do have your Juno in the sign of Pisces. Next, let's look at the earth sign. So for those of you who do have Juno in the sign of Taurus, the name of the game for you guys in your partnership, in your marriage, is going to be stability. You guys want someone who's stable, emotionally stable, financially stable, mature. Like this is the type of energy you guys are really looking for. You guys aren't necessarily going to be like the water Juno signs where it's like you guys want the emotional depth and you guys want the romance and all these sorts of things. You guys can't want those things. But you guys are always going to prioritize stability over that. It's kind of an energy where it's like you guys can learn to love the person is really what that is. As long as you guys are compatible, as long as you guys have the same morals, as long as you guys have the same values, those are the things that are going to be very important for you guys. And ultimately at the end of the day, you want that financial stability. You guys want someone that you guys can build with. So it's like either you guys want someone who's already stable, let's say you're meeting this partner later on in life, or if you're younger, you're looking for someone, maybe you guys get together when you're young and you're building towards something together. You guys want that loyalty, you want the dependable energy, like this is really what you guys want, someone who's just going to be there. And the thing is, you guys don't really play games, you don't do any of that. You guys just want someone, again, who's stable, financially stable, mentally stable, emotionally stable, like all of the stabilities is really what you guys are looking for. That's the thing with the Taurus energy, it's like they're always looking to build an empire, and it's all about slow and steady wins the race with these individuals. So when you guys meet this person, you're probably not going to be the type that's like, okay, let's get married tomorrow. It's like, okay, we have an end goal, let's work our way there. Would really be the energy for the Juno in the sign of Taurus. Now, if you guys aren't getting this energy back that you guys are looking for, you guys can become very petty very quickly in terms of like things where it's like, that's my thing, don't touch my thing. I worked for that. Like you guys can come into this energy where it's like, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. I worked for this, you worked for that. Like it can really get petty like that. Also, it can go into the energy of possessiveness. Taurus energy can very much be very possessive, and it can even be covert sometimes. I find with the Taurus energy where it's just hidden, you don't realize that the person's being possessive or that you are being possessive yourself. So these are a few things that can happen if you do have your Juno in the sign of Taurus. Let's look at Juno in the sign of Virgo. So for those of you who do have this placement, you guys basically are looking for a partner who's going to be there, who's going to be all about the routine. You want someone who's dependable in that way, where it's like this person's there when you come home. This person has the same routine every day. The thing is, the Virgo energy does not like to be taken out of routine. So you guys probably aren't going to mix well with signs like Gemini, where it's like they're like all over the place and they want to do that and they have this idea. Virgo is kind of like, okay, we have our thing going. It's a good thing going. You know, I'm doing this. This is my thing. That's your thing. But at the end of the day, we're coming back together. We're both on the same page. We have the same routines. It's like you guys don't really like change in the sense. You want someone who's dependable is really what that is. And because Virgo does deal with health, healing, and being of service, you guys are probably going to look for people who are in this area. So someone where you guys can be of service together, you know, working maybe at a soup kitchen for whatever reason. I always give this example. It's the first one that comes to mind, but there's many different ways to be of service to the community and work together towards something. I find that the Virgo, especially if you have it in the Juno sign, you guys are really, really looking for someone where it's like, we're going to become better together. That's the thing with the Virgo energy. They always want to improve. They're going to want a partner where it's like you guys are improving together. Now, quickly, this can fall into the shadow where it's like if things aren't going your way and things aren't really going in the way that maybe they once were in the beginning, you guys can become very critical of your partner, like nagging them, very critical even of the relationship where it's just like you're nitpicking things. Because the thing is, ultimately, Virgo does seek perfection. So you guys can also be the types that are very much about the image. So you guys can also fall into the shadow where it's like maybe this relationship is done and you guys aren't into it anymore, but it's like because of the image, you guys want the perfect image on the outside. You guys want people to view you a certain way. I'm more so explaining this in a situation where it's like you guys know you're no longer compatible. Obviously, if the situation's toxic, you guys want to exit that immediately. But that's really a few things that can take place if you have Juno in the sign of Virgo. If you have Juno in the sign of Capricorn, you guys are going to be looking for someone who's going to be grounded, loyal, dependable, someone who's all about no BS. The thing is, when you do have this placement and you're looking for a marriage partner, you guys really, really want someone who's just going to know what they want. That's the thing. It's a very traditional placement. It's like, okay, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this. Great. Let's get together. I'm looking for this. I'm not looking for that. Okay. I'm not going to waste my time. This placement does not waste time. They really, really want a partner that's going to be there, that's going to be loyal, that's going to be dependable. It's not an intense loyalty in terms of like Taurus, Scorpio, even Leo. It's just like, you just know that that person is there. That's the energy here. And the thing is with the Capricorn energy, because you guys are about status, you guys could be looking for someone who has a certain status, or your status can elevate after you guys do get into this unit with this person. You guys really, really want someone who's going to help you guys build, who's going to help you guys grow. Someone who basically has the same goals as you in life. You guys are very practical in this area. That's really what that is. It's like, these are my goals. Are these your goals? Great. Let's work together. We're going to be a good match. But keep in mind, Capricorn's all about work. So you and your partner might work together. You might start a business together. Or again, it might be something where it's like you were doing your thing, they were doing their thing, and you guys got together. If this person is not behaving in the way you guys want them to behave, or, you know, their behavior changed for whatever reason, maybe they're doing something shady, you guys might feel some sort of energy of betrayal. The thing is, again, Capricorn doesn't waste time. You guys might call them out right away. You guys might put them in their place right away, and you guys might just cut off this person. That's the thing. You guys cut them off immediately. You don't waste time. That's the whole thing to understand with the Capricorn energy. This energy does not waste time. So it's kind of like everything's blunt. Everything's out on the table. There's no games. There's no like, okay, hee hee, haha, like whatever, right? You guys don't do that. Everything is out on the table if you guys do have this placement. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys are looking for someone who is mature in that sense, who is traditional, who is loyal, who is going to be there. If you do have your Juno in the sign of Capricorn, let's look at the air signs. So all of the air signs are always going to need intellectual stimulation, starting with Juno in the sign of Gemini. So for those of you who have Juno in the sign of Gemini, you guys are going to need a marriage, a partnership that's going to be very versatile. You guys are going to need a lot of change. You guys are going to need a lot of mental stimulation. You guys are going to need a lot of intellectual stimulation. So it's really going to be up to you guys to see how you guys execute this, because really quickly we can fall into like the day-to-day energy of life. This earth plane is very Virgo-like in that sense, where it's like every day can become very quickly looking the same and very boring. And then the Gemini Juno person is like, it's boring. I don't want to be part of this anymore. And then you guys can kind of seek that stimulation elsewhere. So that being said, you guys want to find ways to keep things interesting in your relationship, maybe going on trips. A lot of the time, Gemini does deal with local travel, okay? So it can be like a weekend getaway here, a weekend getaway there. You're going to surprise your partner with some sort of new adventure. Maybe you guys go hiking in a new place, or maybe you guys do, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm seeing like a bouncy castle in the middle of water somewhere. It's very, very Gemini energy. Like these things, like things that are very in tune with the inner child, things that are fun, things that are spontaneous. And you guys always need to be doing different things to keep things interesting between the two of you, because very quickly you guys can fall into the shadow. One more thing before I do get into the shadow traits is that communication is going to be the name of the game for you guys. You guys need someone who's going to communicate with you. And not only that, it's kind of like you guys might fall into like insecure energy where it's like if the person maybe doesn't respond right away, or let's say they're at work and you're used to them responding at a certain time and they don't respond, you guys might feel insecure in this dynamic where it's like, why aren't they responding, right? So it's like you guys need communication. And if you guys know this, you can just tell your partner, you can be like, hey, If you're going to be busy today, just let me know so I'm not worrying in my corner like why you're not responding and these types of things. So communication is going to be really important in this sense, but also in the sense where it's like you guys need to talk things through in your relationship. It's going to be really, really important for you guys to be on the same page, because if the communication isn't there, if this person is not behaving and maybe the way that they were when you guys first started dating, when you guys first got together, you guys can really quickly fall into the shadow where it's like you guys just cut off all communication. You're not being clear in your communication. You're kind of saying one thing to them and kind of doing another thing. You know, that's really Gemini shadow traits. You guys can become very impulsive. You guys can kind of go off and seek that intellectual stimulation elsewhere. So just keeping these sorts of things in mind if you do have Juno in the sign of Gemini. Juno in the sign of Libra. So for those of you who do have this placement, you guys are going to be all about love. That's the whole thing here. You guys are all about the one. You guys are always looking for that marriage partner. And it's like when you finally have this person, you guys are very, very happy to be operating in this unit. That's the whole thing with the Libra energy. You guys are very much romantics when you guys are in these dynamics. And you guys could look to do things with your partner that are very much Venusian. So things like classical concerts, or things like going to museums, or things like going to look at art paintings and art exhibits. Like these types of things are going to be very much your thing. Now, the thing is, all of the air signs are all about the mind. So you guys definitely want intellectual stimulation from your partner, someone who's intelligent, someone who's on the same page as you guys, someone that you guys can be very much social with. That's the thing, because usually a lot of the time Libra is very much a social butterfly. So you guys are going to be looking for someone who's able to come with you to certain events. Let's say you guys are paired with someone and this person is more of a homebody and it's like you're kind of left going to these events on your own. You guys probably aren't going to be interested in this person too long. So you guys really, really want someone who's on the same page as you in these types of ways. Now, if this person is not behaving in the way that maybe they were when you guys first started dating, or they start acting different, or maybe you guys are feeling some sort of betrayal from this person, well, in that case, Libra can very, very quickly fall into the shadow where it's like you guys can actually become very explosive. That's a huge thing to understand with the Libra energy. It's like you guys bounce off of Aries, and because Libra is a peacekeeper in the beginning, if you guys notice, you're not going to say anything, you're going to keep it all in, you're going to keep it all in, and then it's like boom, like they put like, I don't know, like the toaster in the wrong spot and you guys just like explode and all of these repressed feelings come to the surface. So this could be a way that you guys express this. And one more thing also, because you guys do fall into the people-pleasing energy, you guys might be looking for a partner who's going to be more dominant, perhaps, where it's like they are the ones who are taking the lead. They are the ones who are making the decisions for you, because it's like Libra energy a lot of the time can be like, I don't know, we'll do what you want to do. We'll do what you want to do. Whatever, I'm good with whatever you want to do. It's kind of like that people-pleasing energy. So for you guys might be actually looking for someone who's very, very dominant in their energy, and it's like they're taking the lead, they're making the decisions. It's like they take the burden off of you guys, so you guys don't have to make the decisions. So these are a few things that can take place if you guys have Juno in the sign of Libra. If you have Juno in the sign of Aquarius, you guys are going to be very much looking for a marriage partner who's going to be very understanding of the need that you guys have to be different, to be detached, to do your own thing, to not really exist fully in just a unit with this person. You guys need to continue doing your own thing. That's the thing with the Aquarian energy. Aquarius is very much detached. So when it comes to marriage partnership with your partner, you guys might kind of have the energy where it's like, kind of seems like you guys are doing like your own thing. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys are still going to be interested in doing things with your partner, but it's like you guys really need that space. You guys really need that freedom, because it's like if your partner does not allow you to have this, and you find yourself in a situation where they're maybe becoming more clingy or like trying to hold on to you, it's like you guys are going to want to do this even more. The thing is, what I find with the Aquarius energy is like sometimes there's a little bit of an ego going on where it's like if someone wants them to do something, they're going to do the exact opposite just to like annoy that person. So this could happen with you guys as well in your partnership, where it's like the person's trying to hold on to you guys and you guys are just like even more like turned off by them. Also, the thing is with this energy, it's like because Aquarius is detached and they're very much about the mind, you guys are looking for someone that you guys can intellectually connect with, someone that you can bounce your ideas off of, because you guys really end up in dynamics where it's like, we're here to serve something bigger. That's the whole thing. It's kind of like a not wasting time energy, very similar to Capricorn, but it's like you guys really want someone where it's like, you can't do small talk. That's the thing. If you guys have Juno in the sign of Aquarius, you guys really, really want someone intellectual, someone that you guys can connect with, someone that can stimulate you guys intellectually and listen to your ideas and maybe also have ideas of their own. So again, if they don't give you guys the space to do this, or maybe like, you know, they turn into like a bot energy where it's like they're just agreeing with what you say or not really contributing at all, you guys again are going to detach. That's that Aquarian energy. You guys need a lot of space and you guys need someone who's on the same page as you, because it's like you guys are going to be very different in terms of relationships. And again, if it's like a water sign or someone who's going to try to hold on to you guys probably aren't going to be interested in this dynamic and you're just gonna go off and find that elsewhere. So this is really if you guys do have Juno in the sign of Aquarius. Let's look at the fire signs. So for those of you who have Juno in the sign of Aries, in this relationship, it's going to be very important for you guys to have your own identity still, to have your own independence, to do your own thing. Now, what might happen in this dynamic, it's like you guys might want to be the leaders in this situation where it's like your partner just listens to everything you say. You guys might end up just getting paired with a person who's a little bit more in like a passive energy and they listen to everything that you guys want to do, because it's like if you guys are with someone who's like, no, I want it my way, but you guys want it your way, this probably isn't going to work. So you guys really, really want someone who respects this. You guys want someone to basically be a companion in the sense where it's like you're your sidekick. That's really the energy. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not an equal and a balanced relationship. This is just what you guys are looking for. You guys want someone that you guys can lead. That's the thing with the Aries energy. It's very masculine. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female. We all have these energies within us. You could be a female with dominant masculine energy and you want to be the one who's in the lead. So that's really the thing with this energy. And it's like, if for whatever reason your partner is no longer behaving the way they were in the beginning of your relationship, or they're kind of acting, you know, shady and maybe doing some kind of betrayal stuff on the side, you guys are going to explode. That's the thing. Most of the time, the Aries energy automatically resorts to anger. That's the thing. And you know, the thing is, anger is not a bad emotion. You can always channel anger into passion. It's a very intense emotion, but this is really how you guys are probably going to react. You guys might explode. You guys might call them out right away. That's the thing with the Aries energy. It's like they have that ego where it's like, no, you guys can't be fooling me. I know what's happening. That's the thing with the Aries energy. So these are a few ways that Juno in the sign of Aries can manifest. Let's look at Juno in the sign of Leo. So for those of you who do have this placement, you guys are going to be looking for a partner who's going to be stroking that ego a little bit. That's the thing with this energy. You guys really, really need a lot of attention. You guys need a lot of admiration. You guys need a lot of recognition from your partners. You guys really need to feel that love. The thing is, with this placement, you guys are going to be very much loyal in your dynamics, and you guys expect loyalty in return from your partners as well. But unfortunately, if you guys do feel betrayed in any way, shape, or form, or your partner is not providing you with these things, or like they're just acting different, or however it may manifest, very quickly, the walls can come up. You guys can withdraw your love. You guys can become very much prideful, very much have a lot of ego where it's like, I'm not interacting with that person. I find a lot of the time with the Leo placements in general, it takes just one time for them to get burned for the walls to come up, because it's like they're so big-hearted. That's the thing here. You guys are going to be so big-hearted. You're going to be so giving, but you guys really do need a lot of this attention, validation in return from your partner. So if you guys end up being paired with a partner who's more detached, maybe doing their own thing, maybe they're really, really busy to focus on you, you guys probably aren't going to be a good match with this person. You guys need this from your partner. And if you guys are aware, maybe you guys could just say this to your partner and be like, hey, this is really important to me in a relationship. This is really what keeps me engaged. This is really what keeps me going, gets me excited. It's almost like an inner child type of energy. It really is though, because Leo does deal with the inner child. It's the 5th house. That's really the energy here. You guys really, really need that admiration to come to you guys from your partners. And another thing also in your dynamic with your partner, it's like you guys want to be treated like royalty. Not just you, but you want you and your partner to be treated like royalty, but also in the dynamic, they treat you like royalty, and you will treat your partners like royalty as well. You guys could be the types of people who call your partner king or queen, like this type of thing where it's like, you guys really feel like you're elevated when you're in this dynamic with this person. It's kind of like a status thing when you guys are in this dynamic. Now, mentioning status, also, you guys might be seeking people who have a certain type of status in society. You guys could be the types that are interested in people like influencers or like Instagram models or whoever it is, or actual celebrities, or just like someone who's very well known in your town. Like you guys are going to love this because it's like you guys also are all about having your status also be elevated. So this is if you guys have Juno in the sign of Leo. Finally, let's look at Juno in the sign of Sagittarius. This is a very fun placement to have. You guys really, really are all about the spontaneity, having fun, going on adventures, traveling with your partner. You guys really, really want someone who is going to stimulate this area for you guys. If you guys end up with a partner who's going to be like a homebody, they don't want to travel, they like love where they're at, this probably isn't going to work for you guys. You guys need someone to basically go on these adventures with you guys. You guys also need someone who's going to be a spiritual connection, because that Sagittarian energy does deal with the higher minds. It also does deal with education. So when you do have this placement, you guys could be looking for someone who's at the same educational level as you guys. That could happen. Let's say you guys have a certain degree. Maybe you want your partner to have that same degree, or you guys want someone who's just going to be intellectually stimulating for you guys, regardless of the degrees. The Sagittarian energy really is all about learning through experience and learning at all times. So you guys probably want your partner to be someone who's going to be very much reciprocal in this energy, where it's like you guys have ideas, you bounce off of each other, they keep you engaged, they keep you stimulated, they keep things fun, they keep things exciting. So that's the thing, if you have this energy, you guys are going to have to find a way to basically keep this energy alive in your dynamic, because the Sagittarian energy can get bored very, very quickly and move on to the next thing. They need that stimulation. So if your partner is not behaving in the way that you guys maybe want them to, or maybe that they used to behave, or maybe they're doing something like sneaky, like outside of the box, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's something going on there. This placement can very quickly fall into the shadow where it's like, okay, you're doing your thing, I'm gonna go do mine. You guys are going to get that stimulation elsewhere. You guys can very quickly fall into the energy of maybe even finding another partner is really what that is while you guys are in this dynamic with your partner. And also one more thing to mention, it's really, really important for you guys to have freedom in your dynamics. The same thing, if your partner's not allowing you guys to be free, or they're trying to hold on to you too tightly, or for whatever reason, they kind of like changed up in their behavior to basically try to hold on to you and like cling on, you guys are just gonna leave. That's the thing. That's the Sagittarius energy. It's like Sagittarius, especially if you have Juno in here, it's a very, very good placement in the sense where it's like it's going to be expansive. You guys are going to have fun, but it's like you guys want things to stay fun and exciting. So if things kind of go into like a negative direction, you guys are just gonna leave. That's the thing. You guys don't really engage in drama. You guys don't really engage in like too much talking. That's like, okay, we're not on the same page anymore. We're gonna just move on. We're gonna part ways. So this is if you do have Juno in the sign of Sagittarius. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope that you guys did enjoy my quick little video on the Juno placements and what all of this means. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.